What's up, everyone? I'm going to start a series, I believe, where I uh, try to find what I think is the best phone game. Recently, I realized I only use my phone for like boring shit, and I decided I want to change that. And so I started this with the intent of first finding what I think would be the best mobile game. But to start off the series, I'm just going to go over what I think are the best gaming options in general. So they don't even have to be mobile games. So that means emulators. And I'm going to go through what I think are some of the best emulators that almost anyone can use. So we're going to start with, we're just going to go in order. I forget what Azahar is, if I'm even pronouncing that right. I'm pretty sure that used to be Citra or something like that, which was a 3DS emulator. I don't really use 3DS emulators or DS emulators a lot, so I can't speak on those. But I can talk about the first one on the list, which is Nether SX2, which is a fantastic PS2 emulator. Highly recommend it. I'm not going to tell you where to get it. Every time I do that, YouTube takes down the video. So you're gonna have to find it on your own. If I can do it, I promise you can do it though. And the downside with, well, I guess it's like a downside and an upside. The downside with an emulator is not only do you have to have like the BIOS and all that, but you also have to go looking for the ROMs, and that's illegal. So that is all these are all legal. I bought these games. These are all for sure 100% legal. Even the code breaker down there, all that's legal. PSX2 or Nether SX2 is fantastic. You have tons of controls and options. There's so much that you can do with this, and pretty much almost anything can run it. Like shitty phones can run it. You might not be able to run certain games. Like, I still struggle to run Jak and Dexter every now and then, but I can still play it mostly. And I can play Kingdom Hearts 2 flawlessly. It's really weird how nitpicky it can be sometimes. Like, you would think Kingdom Hearts 2 would struggle a bit more to run than, like, Jak and Dexter, since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out later. But you'd be wrong. For some reason, Kingdom Hearts 2 runs flawlessly. And I should say I'm using, like, a Motorola 5G5 or something like that. Something that came out in like 2024, 2025. Anyway, Nether XX2, fantastic option if you want to play PS2 games. Now, if you're going to play GameCube games, you're going to want Dolphin Emulator, hands down. And you can play Wii games on it. It's just kind of weird to play Wii on a mobile phone, even if you have a controller, because, it's motion control normally. So if you're going to play Wii games, you need to make sure you pick like certain ones that you know for sure you can play on a pro controller, or ones that the motion controls translate well to a regular controller. Like Punch-Out, you would normally use with motion controls, but this game thankfully works well enough with a regular controller that you can kind of bypass the motion controls. And you can see that I have pretty much like the only games that matter on a GameCube. Shadow the Hedgehog, obviously number one. It's the best GameCube game ever. And you're lying to yourself if you say it's Twilight Princess or anything else. You're dumb. Shadow the Hedgehog. First off, in the intro alone, the dude cocks an AR like it's a shotgun. How fucking rad is that? All right? You couldn't do that. I mean, you could. You just wouldn't look as cool. Sonic Adventure 2. Need I say more? Need I say more than Sonic Adventure 2? And then Star Fox Adventures. People like to say that is a Legend of Zelda clone. You're fucking lying to yourself, because one, the only game that was sort of like this when this came out was Ocarina of Time. You can't... How is that? There's only one game. You can't say it's a clone if it's only one game. Now, if Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and a bunch of other games came out, and then this Star Fox Adventures came out, I'd see what you mean. But if anything, Legend of Zelda is now a Star Fox clone. Think about that, and feel free to argue about it in the comments. And then, of course, Super Smash Bros. Melee. I don't know why I'm going through my list of games. I just figured I'd go through them real quick and talk about them, since each one of these does play a little part of my childhood. Smash Bros. At the bottom list, surprisingly, has more impact on my childhood than the top. Smash Bros. Melee, and if you skip Twilight Princess, which I did love, but that collector's edition of Zelda... My friend let me borrow it, and oh my god, dude, if it wasn't for him, shout out, I'm going to just say his initials, JH. One of my best friends when I was in school, and he let me borrow this, and if it wasn't for him, I never would have got into Zelda and things like that. All right, so emulator-wise, if you want GameCube, Dolphin emulator. You want PS2, Nether XX2. We're not going to talk about Melon DS and Azahara. I'll spend a little bit more time and go into that. I play it myself. That way I can give a proper, send-off. In description. I'm by the way, I'm doing this with no script. I'm just doing this off my head because I'm bored as shit right now. And I was about to play games, but then I was like, you know what? What mobile games are actually fun? Mobile games tend to lie and bullshit you. So I'm going to go through and figure those out. And after this video, we're actually going to look at 20 Minutes Till Dawn, which is a PC game that was brought over to mobile. And I wanted to check that out because I love roguelites. So that will probably be the first episode of the actual mobile game series. This is just going to be mobile emulators. Yeah, that works. Okay, so let's say that you love PlayStation 1 games, or you love PSP games, but you really don't want to go through the hassle of downloading an emulator, and you really don't want to go through the hassle of looking for the games. Well, have I got a solution for you. iGames PSX is PlayStation 1, okay? If you click on that, or download it, you will be greeted with, I think this is I'm not going to lie, this app I think is based in Portuguese or somewhere that speaks Spanish. Because you'll notice almost any comment is in Spanish. Any and every comment is in Spanish. But what's so great about this is you don't have to go looking for the ROMs. You can just pick a game. See, this one is, I think, Portuguese, right? Because of that little flag down there. Please do not yell at me. And then you can see all these comments tend to be in some type of Spanish. Okay, but you can heart react these and save them so that way you can play them later, or you can just download them and play directly. I don't think I have any downloaded or heart reacted because I have not been playing lately. The last game that I did play was Vagrant Story, I think is what it's called, right? And that was a really good game. That was a fun game. But as you can see, tons of classics on here. Some are in Spanish, so make sure you download the correct version that you need. But they have pretty much any and every PS1 game at this point. The PSP is kind of lacking in certain games, like they don't have Death Jr. and a few other games, but so they got Pepsi Man, the all-time classic PlayStation 1 game. They pretty much got everything. Really great app if you just want to play some classic PS1 games on the go. And then for the PSP, you have the same thing. iGames, PSP. Oh my god, that's me in the top left corner. I'm going to have to edit that out somehow. No big deal. But same here, you can heart react things and download them and yada yada to actually play them. And they're pretty good quality. I haven't had any issues. This one I do have some heart reacted. I got Dante's Inferno, Ghost Rider, Infected, which I did play, as you can see. The reason I played it is because it was a zombie game that had Slipknot in it, and I totally forgot about it when I was a kid. And I'm glad I did forget about it, because if I spent my money on a game, I'd be a little disappointed, as it is a very basic but fun. It's fun if it's free. You know, like if I'm going to spend my money on a game, I want it to be like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, or like a Tenchu game, you know, or like Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's Quest, or Deadhead Fred. That was a classic too. Something that like I can actually move around in and not feel like I hate to say it, but I don't like mission-based games anymore. I don't mind if it's linear. I just hate like getting taken out of the story. Like, for instance, The Godfather on the PSP. If The Godfather on PS2, you could just run around, play free roam. But on PSP, you have to do it mission-based. Like, you complete a mission, and then you have to pick another mission, and then you can, like, free roam. And to me, that's just kind of boring. So, if you don't want to look for ROMs, and you want to play PSP or PlayStation 1, iGames, look it up. Fantastic. They also have a pro version. I didn't buy it. There's no need. Now, if you want something that's free that can play a bunch of old school stuff, I would recommend Classic Boy. That's what I use. I use it for, I used to use it for Nintendo 64 purposes, but for whatever reason, even though I bought the Pro version a long time ago, I no longer have it, so I can't do quick saves. And that pissed me off. So, as a quick segue, if you want to do quick saves and stuff, just get M64 Plus FZ. It's the same one Classic Boy uses, if I recall. Maybe not. Maybe I lied about that. But this one to me is the better one. So if you're going to use a Nintendo 64 emulator, I would get this one. As you can see, the only game I play on here is Conker's Bad Fur Day. All right, so the Classic Boy though, it has PlayStation. If you don't want to do the iGames route, which sometimes you may want to do that because you may want to get the ROMs directly. They might run a little bit better for you versus running it through iGames. That I could admit that. But what I mostly use Classic Boy for is for everything below Nintendo 64. Game Boy, Advance, Color, all that, NES, SNES, blah, 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 blah. I think the only game I have for Game Boy Color right now is SpongeBob. And I forget what SNES and stuff like that. So I think Secrets of Mana. Link to the Past. Okay, sweet. I probably never beat that. All right, that pretty much covers every emulator that I use, and those are the ones that I would recommend. The future videos, ignore this page. Well, there's two games I do want to look that we'll be looking at in the future. They are coming, I think, is what this one is at the bottom here. The bottom, the third row at the bottom. Fantastic zombie game. I even bought the premium because it was like $1. And the other ones, this page is the one I want to focus on mainly. I want to focus on Invincible, which it's not that great of a game, but I'm stuck in it, so I'm still going to cover it. I'm not stuck in it by like I can't get anywhere. I mean, like I'm stuck playing it because I'm obsessed with collecting Invincible characters, and I don't know why. Devil May Cry Combat or Peak Combat or whatever, we're going to go over that because that's actually a pretty solid mobile game all in all. Like if you're looking for a direct Devil May Cry experience, you're probably not going to get exactly what you're looking for, but for a mobile game, fantastic. Progress Bar 64, I believe, is the other one. Fantastic mobile game as well. Ignore Once Human, never played that. Wanted to, but I don't have my controller yet, so... and then Golden Stone, which is a JoJo game, and Boxhead, which is another game. We're going to look through those in those mobile games. And then 20 minutes till dawn is going to be the first video we do and cover. So yeah, that is a quick list of emulators that I would use and get. If you want me to go into more detail on any of them, let me know. I'm just kind of showing you some options for mobile emulation. And if you also want to know how to get these, let me know, and I'll try to work out some covert way that we can talk about it. It seems like anytime I personally try to upload a video explaining how to do it, YouTube immediately takes it down. I don't know why. I see other people do it, but I can't for some reason. So anyway, that's it. It's just a raw video, unscripted. I probably sounded stupid, probably left out important things, and that's okay. Because I'm just doing this for shits and gigs. All right. Take it easy, y'all. See you later.